Welcome to ZKast, everyone. I'm Z.S. Caraval from ZK Research, and I'm here at Enterprise Connect AI in Santa Clara. It's day 2, show's almost over, and I'm here with Esther Yoon, VP of Product Marketing at RingCentral. Esther, just a quick bio on yourself, what you do at RingCentral, and for those maybe who don't know who RingCentral is, what's Ring do?
So RingCentral is the leader in trusted AI communications. What I do there is make sure people know about it and make sure we're messaged properly so you guys understand the true value of why trusted AI communications is important for your business across every industry.
Okay, so this show is kind of the evolution of Enterprise Connect, I suppose the show held in March, and it's really the coming together of communications and AI, and it's something I think as an industry we've been talking about for the better part of a few years, certainly since ChatGPT launched. But customers have been kicking the tires for a while. What are they telling you? What's been successful and what's not been successful?
I think the most interesting part has been that people have been recording conversations for years. They've been sitting on this goldmine of insights on how they've engaged with their customers, what they've been saying, and they really haven't been using that data. And when we launched RingCentral...
Yeah, voice is really dark data for the most part.
Exactly. Right? And if you look at what is fueling the efficiency and efficacy of generative AI, data is at the center. And so when we launched RingSense about 18 months ago now, what we found is we gave people the tool to harness conversation intelligence, apply it across sales, marketing. We're even seeing a lot of usage across like legal firms, recruiting, you name it. It's across the board, not just to your CX and sales team.
Yeah, and there's a lot of talk in the industry, co-pilots, agents, virtual agents, things like that.
Yeah.
What's resonating right now? Where do customers tend to? Where do you tend to see the most deployments?
Yeah, we see AI application across everywhere. It really depends on where organizations are in their AI kind of journey. CX, for example, we have CX customers. More than 50% of them have advanced AI capabilities that they're already applying to their CX use cases. Sales is very ahead as well. But we offer the gamut. So for example, if you're looking for AI for personal productivity, we offer AI note-taking, AI writers that are built into your core communications experience. And then from there, for team intelligence and revenue intelligence, we're harnessing the data across all your customer interactions and making it work for you, providing insights on why you win, why people are, calling in, all that. And then also, we have more automation that we're coming out with, what we like to call more AI agents, right, on the CX side. So it's really across the board. The thing at the center, though, and which is why RingCentral, as the AI communications leader and experts in voice, is so important, is that data is at the heart of this. If you don't have good data, all of those generative AI investments, they're only as good as the context it has.
Yeah. Well, I think not only good data, but also holistic data. I think one of the things that RingCentral's done nicely is, you've got this combined UC-CC stack, and it's not two products you brought together, it's one product.
Yeah.
And so, there's an expression in data science, right? Good data leads to good insights.
Yeah.
Well, silos of data lead to fragmented insights. And I think when you're running separate platforms, you can wind up with those fragmented insights. And so, I think on the data side, you could give better insights because you have that unified data stack.
Yeah, we're seeing amazing use cases. So for example, marketing can understand what are customers asking for, better run their campaigns, get more hyper-personalized and targeted. CX has more context. They could, supervisors are getting more information to better coach their agents. Sales has more context to understand why they win, why they lose, how they can look at intents and drive more upsell and cross-sell. So we're seeing this kind of like this living memory that everyone across your company can tap into to just help provide better customer experiences, but also grow revenue.
And how are customers measuring the ROI? I see everything from it saves time to, when your customers deploy this, how are they measuring the benefits?
It's across the board. There's time savings, there's speed to market, there's capacity of what an agent or a user would be able to perform in a given amount of time. It's really all across the board. In the end, what I would say is the most important thing is identify what problems you're looking to solve in the use cases. What are the top line goals that are important to your business? Because sometimes time savings might not be the ultimate goal. You're actually trying to drive revenue, drive business growth. So it's really across the gamut, but the way to think about it is all of that should drive to a top line business growth number. Like if you're just looking at time savings, I would say you're too narrow on what the goal should be for your AI adoption strategy.
Well, that's an interesting question in itself. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday where it is saving them time, but now they're not sure what to do. Like, do you raise the person's goals? Do you give them Friday afternoons off, right? Is it a stepping stone to a 4-day work week and things? And I think there's a lot of questions about once we see these benefits. I do think it'll create a step function of productivity. The question is, how do you change people's behavior and goals to actually take advantage of that, right?
Exactly. So let's say your agents, their average handle time goes down. What do you do with that extra time? You upskill them and use additional AI tools like AI Agent Assist to help them cross-sell, upsell. So you're getting the most out of every time savings and then using other AI tools to drive business value.
Yeah, and I think the contact center is a great example of that, but it's heavily metriced. It gets less, I guess, easy to measure when you get into, even sales tends to be fairly well metric, but in general knowledge workers, they don't quite have the same metrics around that, right? So it is a bit of a learning curve there.
I'll give you an awesome example of what we're seeing with our customers. Legal firms, right? They are loving RingSense because they spend hundreds of dollars on a Google ad for things like car accident attorney, injury lawyer, and every single click costs them hundreds of dollars. They want to know exactly why people are calling in, but then even after they understand why people are calling into their business, they're looking at RingSense for case management. They're interviewing suspects, witnesses, having all of that in a nice repository that takes them through the entire customer journey, not just from, the initial interaction touch point.
Yeah, I think what it does in some ways is it removes a lot of that human latency that was built into those processes,
human
right?
latency, that's nice.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of that built into a lot of processes. In fact, I don't really understand why certain processes, when you think of mortgage process and the legal process, there's so many steps along the way that we could eliminate all those gaps in time, right? So,
With that, I would say it's now no longer about communicating to communicate, but communicating to understand, right? Helping your products understand what features your customers are looking for, helping sales understand why they win, helping customer service teams understand how to serve their customers better. I think that's going to be the big nuance that is going to bring a ton of value with this whole generative AI movement.
Yeah, I like that, communicating to learn. So I know there's a ton of customers out there right now kicking the tires. And they're nervous about moving into production. They're not sure where to, how to. What are a couple of pieces of advice you can give them on how to get started?
There are a sea of vendors to choose from. What I would say is
there's no shortage of vendors to choose from.
I'm evaluating so many, dozens of solutions. What I would say is there's always going to be a point solution. The best place to look is your foundational tech infrastructure. What is already running your business today? What are people already trained to do? And that's why RingCentral's adoption amongst customers for AI note-taking was so natural. Instead of having a third-party note-taking tool that you layer on, you have to go through a privacy security review. It's already built into the exact workflow your employees are already doing. I would say that is the best place to start and evaluate because the last thing you want to do is onboard a dozen new AI tools. It's going to be a massive headache. It's going to slow down innovation. So that's my number one recommendation to anyone who feels barraged with all these new AI vendors.
Yeah, and actually on that point, what happens in this industry long term? It seems like every vendor today has got an AI co-pilot or an AI agent to help them with that application. Now, I've got 20 different AI assistants for 20 different applications, right? What happens long term there?
I think it's just going to be a part of your natural, like your experience. So, for example, it
just becomes the interface.
Exactly, it just becomes your interface, just like what cloud did for communications and what mobility did. It just kind of becomes a natural expectation of, I expect these capabilities, these enhancements to be there. What I would say is, as you look at more complex workflows with agents, multi-agentic workflows, the most important thing is those agents are only as good as the data that they're built on and the data they have access to. And the most important data is going to be your communications and your business data. And there's nothing more rich right now than the human voice. And that voice is your customer's voice, all of that, the voice of your business. That's what you want to be fueling your generative AI strategies with.
All right, well, last question. Can you give any indication, we're wrapping up 2024, looking ahead to 2025, what's coming from Ring in the near future?
Oh, there's so much. Obviously, we're going to stay true to making sure we don't ever have, it's communications that just works first and foremost. But then from there, it's building on how do we make communications work for you? Whether it's giving more skills that your assistant, your personal assistant that's built right into your communications can do for you, really helping you save time. All the way to how can we provide more intelligence for different parts of your team, legal, HR, sales, you name it. So it's the entire employee experience. As well as more agents to perform more complex tasks, and hopefully leave the humans to do more of the strategic thinking, strategic and valuable work that they can bring to their organization.
Yeah, well, if there's one thing AI agents are good for, it's the mundane, right? And nobody wants to do those things.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about this the other day where, with a lot of those mundane tasks, like updating call records and things like that, nobody does those very well.
Yeah.
You sort of shortcut it, do the minimum amount of effort. But if you have an AI do it, then you get better data. And so in a lot of ways, by letting AI do it, you end up with better AI.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. It's an awesome cycle.
Yeah.
Get more data, AI gets better, you can capture more data. It's this awesome cycle.
Yeah.
Really excited to see where it goes in the next 12 to 18 months. But I know RingCentral, we've been ahead of the curve here with conversation intelligence, personal productivity AI, automation AI, agents, you name it. So anyways.
Well, I'll be watching. So anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right. So thanks for joining me. So on behalf of Esther Yoon from RingCentral, I'm ZS Caraval from ZK Research, and thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time on the next episode of ZKast. Thanks, Esther.